my name is Donald Ross. I am the development worker for training. In the course of 2021, we started a new course, Warehouse Skills Development Programme. This is a programme aimed at trying to put people to the front of the queue when it comes to gaining employment in warehouse environment. So by giving them skills and certification in the various tasks that they might be asked to perform in the course of that job. We've had 16 people enrol so far in the 3 8-week programme. 13 have completed successfully that course and graduated. 1 has secured full-time employment, 1 is in an apprenticeship. 2 have gone into further education. 8 continue to volunteer with CFINE. Between them, 10 gained B1 counterbalance forklift and truck certification. 11 received coaching, improving their mental well-being. 12 achieved Cook at the Nook or Jamie Oliver certification in cooking. 13 were provided with safe team support, and 13 graduated with City and Guilds awards in employability. 22 achieved industry standard food safety and HACCP training and been awarded 180 plus e-learning modules. They've successfully gained certification in all those modules. I would like to thank everyone, participants, volunteers and employees for their support and their efforts in achieving this accomplishment. Thank you.
Just a small update from the Aberdeen City Mobile Pantry. We are now on the road and we have piloted since the end of September in 2 locations, which was Tillydrone and Middlefield. We are now into the 2nd week of October and we now have 5 locations and just under 40 members, and we will be hoping to increase that within the next 3 months to double that.
Hi, I'm Linda Bolgere. I'm the Senior Support Worker at the Fruit Marts in Peterhead. I basically support the guys who actually run the Fruit Marts for me. This is a unique project, it's absolutely superb and everybody who comes here just loves it. So yeah, please come up and see us, that'd be great.
It's a very friendly and formal environment. You can get on with everyone and always find something to do.
At the beginning of lockdown, Liam, Gary and I actually carried on working here. We didn't stop at all. We became a food bank, basically giving food parcels out through Fair Share to anybody who needed it, who was desperate for food. Then the guys came back once lockdown was lifted and they started working on a rota basis. And then they had to stop again when lockdown came down for the second time. What we've done is we've got them back in on a part-time basis, on a rota basis, and then really just from the beginning of this month, October, they actually started full-time again. So that's why we've got lots of buddies, lots of people, and it's a real buzz. It's fantastic.
In the past year, through working in partnership, we have achieved so much. Aberdeen City Council has committed to signing the Glasgow Declaration for Food and Climate. We supported Aberdeen's first ever Community Garden Festival. We've ensured resource support to empower organisations to continue delivering community food skills in the virtual world. We've had constructive discussions with Aberdeenshire on areas of collaboration. We've recruited a brand new marketing and communications post specifically for the project to ensure that we really can build the good food movement and develop a Granite City Good Food website. Most importantly though, all of our work is governed by us having an action plan to drive forward with becoming one of Scotland's first Sustainable Food Places Silver Award holders and making it easy for us to move on to Sustainable Food Places Gold in the future. We all have a role to play in creating a sustainable food system, but Granite City Good Food is truly proving that it is partnership that will get us there.
My job is to provide support and advice to neighbourhood groups in regeneration areas of Aberdeen who would like to establish a community garden space. Part of my role is to increase the amount of participation in community gardening through volunteers. The Scottish Government Investing in Communities funding, which supports my job, stipulates that within 2 years, 7 new community growing spaces and 75 community growing volunteers are in place. This was surpassed after a year and a half with 10 new growing spaces and somewhere up to 90 volunteers under our belt. Responding to community feedback and the trials of the global coronavirus pandemic created spin-off effects. For example, during the increased social isolation experienced during the pandemic, I created and managed a partnership project called Keep Growing Aberdeen. And we delivered 415 growing packs within the past year, each one containing all the materials required for a complete beginner to grow vegetables at home on their windowsill, table or outdoor space. Despite the pandemic, a number of outdoor workshops have taken place. In the summer this year, I organised a number of training events for community garden leads, covering topics such as fruit tree pruning, how to grow herbs, planting for wildlife and various other topics. A highlight of the past year is seeing that now that CFINE Community Growing Project has been in full swing for almost 2 years, the public are treating us as a community hub for questions related to neighbourhood, school and care home community growing development. This is evidenced through the number of emails and phone calls I get every week, increasing, and through the engagement on the Keep Growing Aberdeen Facebook group.
Hi, I'm Mike Sutherland, the development worker for the Highlands and Islands. My project is to develop the CFINE and Fair Share service across the region. Across Grampian and the Highlands and Islands between the 1st of March 2020 and the 1st of March this year, we have delivered a mammoth 1,306 tonnes of food, which is 3.1 million meals reaching over 26,000 beneficiaries. This cannot be done without your support, our workforce and our wonderful volunteers, so thanks everybody for getting us here. We developed the service in the Highlands and Islands by building relationships across the private, third and public sectors. We've increased food deliveries to the area. During the pandemic, we delivered 1.36 million meals. We've secured free road and ferry haulage for deliveries of food. And we delivered training to the frontline workers for signposting for benefits. We are now working towards a warehouse in the Highlands, which will make our service more efficient, accessible and responsive to our communities. Very exciting times. Thank you.
It's like a big family. And you come in with us a day, then they make you happy. And you're here morning, noon and night, but they make you happy as anything. More than welcome to come in. Again, how to deal with your problems. If you've got a problem, just come to them and they'll sit down with you and have a chat with you.
Hi, I'm Sean and I'm the development worker for the Access to Free Period Product Initiative. If you're not already aware, the Scottish Parliament voted through a law last year meaning that period product is available to anyone who needs it. That gained royal assent this year in February. Over the last year or so, we've obviously had to deal with the same restrictions as everyone else due to the pandemic. Despite this, we've managed to distribute over 110,000 packets of period products from Barra to Bucksburn and Stonehaven to Shetland. So that's enough to provide product for 50,000 people for one menstrual cycle. We achieved this by working closely with our partners at Fair Share, Aberdeen City Council, Scottish Government, NESCO. So using a number of volunteers and staff, we set up a home delivery system in the city in Aberdeenshire and distributed through COVID hubs around the country. We've been working with Aberdeen City Council and Hume to create informative content on the availability of disposable and reusable products, so to inform people of the law and their rights around it, and that should be ready very soon. So at the moment we're continuing to promote the service, but with an emphasis on reusables. So we handed out approximately 500 usable products in the last financial year, and we're already on 1,245 since April this year, so it's climbing. Over the next year, local authorities will be handed full responsibility to enact the law, so we're working very closely with them at the moment to ensure a smooth transition and perhaps to look at the possibility of us providing them with the product.
Hi guys, my name is John. I'm the team leader of the SAFE team at CFINE. We're a team of 7 staff, volunteers and student placements who take referrals from all over Aberdeen City, other third sector organisations, statutory bodies such as the Council and the NHS, and referrals from community organisations and from people who contact us direct. We help people with lots of money issues. We help them get access to the correct benefits they're entitled to. We make representations for people who'd like to challenge benefit decisions, and we make sure people have maximised their income no matter what their situation is. So far this year, we have had over 1,000 referrals, which is over 50% up on the previous year, and we've literally helped people get access to millions of pounds in unclaimed benefit or money help that they didn't think or didn't know they were entitled to. Demand for our service continues to grow, and since the end of September, since the changes around benefit amounts people are getting paid, we've seen another increase, another spike in the referrals we're getting. Biggest challenge for us is just workload. We literally help thousands of people every year, and keeping on top of that is really tough, but I'm really lucky to have a fantastic, amazing team of people who we work with, and we are growing and developing to a really valuable team who work as very much an integral part within the CFINE organisation.
The pantry model was adopted to provide a more dignified means of receiving food for people experiencing food poverty. The pantry launched in October 2019 with 30 members. We now run 3 days a week, with membership currently at 426 and supported by 15 volunteers. A typical shop averages between £15 to £20 worth of food for 10 items, plus free fruit and veg, nappies and wipes, etc. The pantry is reliant on fair share produce and received between April to September this year 19.6 tonnes of mixed food with a retail value of £33,384.01, equivalent to 46,000 meals. 2,000 shoppers in this period donated £5,027.50 for this service. This year has been challenging with COVID still around, but members have returned and increased greatly. To keep everyone safe, we implemented a 5-minute booking system with strict hygiene protocols, and everybody has been happy with this.
Hi, my name's Angela Wilson. I've been a volunteer for about 5 years at CFINE, but I am now in full-time employment. But I plan to carry on with my volunteering, and it'll probably start back maybe round about Christmas time, once a fortnight. It's like a second family here. There's been a lot of support for me, because when I came here I was feeling quite low, depressed, money was tight, personal circumstances were tough, and I would just say it's a great team here. It's like a second family, and they really pushed me on and got me to believe in myself, and I've really enjoyed working here, made a lot of friends out of it. I was introduced to the pantry a wee while back, and that really helps, because by the time I pay bills and look after myself, there's not a lot of money, and I'm still struggling a bit with trying to budget, and the pantry is really a good idea. And then anything that I can't get at the pantry, maybe go to Lidl's and top it up. But there's a wide range of food, and the staff there are friendly. I enjoy going to the pantry, and it's nice to see everybody's face on a Wednesday at the pantry, and others that have volunteered with in the past, and I've missed them so much. But yeah, the pantry's been a good thing that way, that you're paying something rather than relying on food parcels for free, when there is people in a lower budget than me and that are struggling, and I've just found it really good, and I hope it carries on.
I'm Mike, I'm the development worker for Cook at the Nook, and during the lockdown the kitchen obviously had to be closed, but since about March we've been able to start reintroducing classes, concentrating mainly on the in-house projects like the Hope and Warehouse Skills Development Programme. In that time we also delivered sessions to some volunteers, but also myself and a few members of the team and volunteers took part in the Jamie Oliver Ministry of Food training course, so we're now accredited to deliver those courses here at CFINE. Also with Keep Growing Aberdeen, we delivered some online sessions with help from the Mixing Bowl Aberdeen, which are now available on our Facebook page. And going forward, using the Jamie Oliver Ministry of Food course and also our in-house cooking on a budget courses, we're going to be delivering sessions to groups of people between 16 and 24 from now until the end of the year.
Hi, I'm Stephen. I work for Vegetarian Toon. When it first started off at the start of COVID, we sold over 2,500 boxes. This was in demand to people not being able to get out of their houses. Vegetarian Toon has built up a great understanding between customer and client and ourselves. We have been to people's houses where they saw no one during the week, so to even get a veggie and tune box delivered to them was a chance just to catch up with somebody for 5 minutes and have that chat. Throughout the year we had strawberries we delivered to these people. They made jam and often offered us a jar back. In exchange we did things like helped a lady with a jigsaw puzzle, moved a sofa, I've even hung up curtains. That's the sort of thing that Veggie brought to people that got deliveries. They were maybe lonely, just that 5-minute chat was great to have with one of the members of staff who turned up every week. I also do work for Enterprise, that's delivering to boats and oil companies. In the years gone past, CFINE has had a great reputation working along with these companies, but unfortunately due to COVID, we've lost a lot of customers. So I think between now and winter, we're looking to build back up the clientele that CFINE had in the past. Some of the beneficiaries have helped CFINE so much, and the money that we generate from profit in these go to fund other projects within CFINE. In the enterprise side of the business, we've also had the employability guys come along and help us. It's great for them to see that, in the example, the Veggie Tune box, the order coming in, making it up, taking out specific items, and then to go to the customer house and deliver it. I think it's been great for the employability guys to get an outlook and to see what CFINE is all about. Many of them have come and didn't understand anything about CFINE, and I think to go around all the departments and just start the project from start to finish, let the guys have an opportunity to see what CFINE is all about.
Happily optimistic, positively energised. Hope was co-designed with ourselves and HMP Grampian in October last year. We worked with 8 prisoners for over 3 months to devise a course for liberation that suited their needs. With the support of the prison and the prisoners, we've designed the course. There's a pre-release course which is based in the prison for 6 weeks rolling. We involve other agencies, our own agencies involved as well, especially the SAFE team. We get the chaps ready for liberation, get their claims started, make sure housing's met with them. So when they do come out, they can attend CFINE, their benefits will be in place, they will leave the prison with a tenancy. If they don't leave with a tenancy, that's their problem. No one leaves the prison to be homeless, so they will always get temporary accommodation. It's ongoing at the moment, it's working well. We have got 2 chaps working at the moment that spent the last 22 years in jail. They've came out, they've done their course here, they've moved on, they've built the confidence, but what they've got in CFINE is this family protection, as they call it. They still come in on their days off, they still get support if they need it. It's basically an open little house for them. We have our own room upstairs and the guys come in, they clock in, they get on with their work. They've got the opportunity for e-learning when they're ready to take it. They've got the opportunity to go into the employability course later on when they feel ready. There's no pressure. Just being part of a family, as they call it, it's their words, not mine. And we just hope that we're successful with the funding, that this job continues. This was all because Scottish Government decided that the through care workers needed to go back in uniform, so people were left on the day of release out the door with £72 in their pocket and nothing else. But with our course being involved and the prisoners' involvement, they now leave the prison and they've got their pennies that they've worked for, but they've also got somewhere to go to pick up the keys for temporary accommodation. They can come to CFINE for their food, then they can come and join the course, but the support is always there. They even sign up for CBT, so in their words, life's good.
CFINE played a pivotal role in coordinating food parcel deliveries and call and collect throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Unfortunately, when lockdown was announced, the difficult decision was made to close the food bank. Alternatively, we began offering an emergency food parcel delivery service to beneficiaries across Aberdeen City, delivering more than 60,000 food parcels during the pandemic, and in partnership with Aberdeen City Council and other organisations. Once lockdown measures eased, a call and collect service was developed, allowing beneficiaries to collect emergency foods from our premises by appointment following the latest guidelines. For those who are still unable to collect for various reasons, including poor health, self-isolation or COVID-19 diagnosis, a delivery service is still available. Both the delivery and call and collect services have depended heavily on volunteers, and without them would not have been possible. So we would like to extend a huge thank you to all the volunteers who have given their time, their energy and their enthusiasm in incredibly challenging circumstances over the last 18 months. So thank you.